I got stuff from my sister Rita's her girlfriend, Mitt's sister, and her Mitt's niece, and Ethel and Shelley. They brought me some of the stuff. They gave me the cross, and then they gave me that stuff over there, and then ugh, they gave me this cross, this cross. These are supposed to be salt and pepper shakers, but I'm using them as ornaments.
Sure.
I didn't know they were salt and pepper shakers. And then she gave me this stuff. Ooh, damn, well, I knocked it over. Give me a sec.
Oh, the two bears.
Yeah, the two bears. And then they gave me the crosses and stuff. Oh, I put that up on the door. That's my stuff.
That's a real autograph, I presume, Kurt Angle?
Yeah, the Kurt Angle. Yeah, I met him at the GNC down on Smithville, on Wish Street, I think, when he was here.
All right.
I want to get a picture of the Sankara and stuff. They're my kids, and then that's my mom and my dad. And then the one picture of the very first one at the top, the black shirt's me, the white shirt's my sister Jeannie, and the boy in the back is Woody. He's my brother.
Woody?
Yeah. Well, we call him Elwood, but his nickname short's Woody. I didn't want to put them up on there, but I just wanted my picture, but I didn't. It looks stupid if I cut them out, but.
Well, yeah. I mean,
it would look kind of
wrong
stupid.
with that.
So I got that one. And then at the bottom is my mom and dad, but I don't know my dad.
Bottom here?
Yeah. I don't know who my father is. But they're all my kids right there. And then my twins are over here. I got one right here. Then that one was on the wall over there, but I put it in here to make it look nice. And then I got my mom. She's right there, her ashes. And then Christopher and Joshua.
Well,
they gave me crosses because I like crosses. And also they're gonna bring me some more stuff. It's like words you put on your wall. They're just me over there. That's me just giving a middle finger and everything. And that's me and my best friend. Well, she used to be my best friend. That's Debbie and me. That's when I was a teenager. I did stupid stuff.
Well, don't we all?
You can see my stomach and everything.
Well, you get away with that when you're a teenager, so.
Yeah, we were taking pictures because there was a guy that was taking, one of her friends, they were trying to take pictures of me and her to see how we were posting and stuff. Because they were making a video, but I lost contact with her, so I never got the video. I was supposed to have a video of it, and she was supposed to have a video because we did a whole bunch of other stuff too, but I just was able to keep the pictures.
Okay, cool. Well, it looks like you're,
I got some blinds.
Yeah, it looks like you're getting around to personalizing the place and fixing it up a bit, making it more.
That's because of Ethel and Shelley helping me.
Feel more like home, right?
Yes. Only thing, I don't want to say nothing to get Emily in trouble, but only thing, I mean, the blinds weren't like this yesterday. I had them across from each other. You can see all the nails on the wall.
Yeah.
I had them blocking the whole entire window, but she fixed it like that.
Well, you don't like it like that?
No, I liked it when I had it the first
like
time.
Like that?
Where it was covering the windows, because now people can look inside my house.
Well, then just go, look, here's what you do.
I didn't want to say nothing because I didn't want to make her mad.
Well, here's what I think is, well, first of all, it's not going to make her mad, but here's how you handle this kind of thing in general. All right?
Okay.
This isn't about her, this is like in general. So, you put it back the way you want it.
Okay.
And next time she comes over, you say, well, you know what? I had it the one way, and then you said, try it this way, so I did, but you know what? I really decided I like the other way better, and here's why. You know?
Yeah, that's why them cushions are there. She stood on them.
See, it's what we call giving a motivational account.
Yes.
Okay? So that's just a fancy term. But what motivational account means giving a story, giving an explanation, like a newspaper account,
yes.
A news account. But motivational means here's why I did it.
Okay.
You can see what I did, but here's why. So, it's a very important.
She said it looked better being like that, and it looks nicer. I told her it looked alright, but I didn't want to be rude. Because, I do have a habit going off on Emily. So I was trying to be nice and do it in a better way.
And that's why it's important to understand.
Even though I don't like it, but I agreed.
But here's the thing. That's why it's important. This concept of a motivational account. Okay.
Okay.
So here's an example of not giving a motivational account. I put it back the way I wanted it. How does that sound?
Rude and mean.
Okay. Now, if you say instead, well, I thought I tried the way you suggested, but after a couple days, I realized I liked it better the other way because, my way, it keeps anyone from being able to look in, and I decided that was more important to me.
Yes.
How does that sound?
That sounds better.
Exactly. So the reason.
Because, like the top of the window, like this right here, I couldn't do it because me and Shelly, we weren't tall enough. And it was just the same way over there. We weren't tall enough. So, nobody's really going to be able to stand all the way on top and look at it. Even on the porch.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
At nighttime I'm here all by myself, and it's dark out. You can't tell who's on the porch, and if anybody's watching, because there's some creepy dude that be walking around in the middle of the street. He's like really old, and he's just creepy. He just stands there.
All right.
And I don't want him to be coming up in here and trying to look at my windows and stuff.
So here's the thing. When you explain it like that, to me it makes perfect sense because like I can tell you, honestly, you want me to be honest, right?
Yes, honest.
I'm always honest. So honestly, I think it looks better like that.
Like this?
It looks better like that. Why? Because that's more traditionally how, curtains
Supposed to be,
are
yes.
supposed to be in a house. Okay?
Yes.
But if you were saying, or if I'm living here and I'm experiencing, well, this is, that street. Now, if someone, wanders up to my porch,
They can see it.
they can see right inside. Now, all of a sudden, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah, because I sleep right here.
To cover now. The other solution is.
I asked her, because I had another blind right there, another curtain. I asked her if we could put all three of them on there so it would have blocked the window.
I was going to say.
That's what I wanted to tell her, but she said it wasn't big enough to do it.
Yeah, it would have been if you put all three up. But, yeah, again, because what you need is, yeah, that doesn't reach all the way across, right?
No.
Look, again, put it the way you want it, because I hear what you're saying. If your priority is, I need that window blocked, I don't want people to be able to look in, then that doesn't work.
I like it that way, but I just don't like it because people can still see in.
That's what I'm saying. So, if.
And I sleep here. It's not like I sleep upstairs.
Right.
I wouldn't mind that.
So if you weren't worried about it, then you would leave it like that. But you need that entire window covered.
Yeah, because I sleep here.
Right. Why don't you sleep upstairs? Just curious.
Oh, because I got everything all down here now.
All right.
When I first moved in, because I had nothing to sleep upstairs with, and I didn't have this. I was sleeping on these cushions. And so I just slept right here on the cushions, and then I was watching TV, playing my PlayStation, and then Aubrey brought me this. I don't like the bed. It's kind of hard and shit, but it's better than nothing. It's better than the cushions.
Right. Well.
But Emily helped me with these. She got me some pillows. They were hers, she said. So I could prop up more better than laying on the cushion, because it's hurting my neck.
Right. Well, look.
Don't tell her I told you, because I didn't want to get her in trouble.
Well, it's not about getting her in trouble.
Alright.
This isn't a trouble kind of thing,
Because I know she's not allowed to give people personal things. She gave me her pillows.
I'm not. That's not a problem with me.
Oh, okay. I just didn't want to get her in trouble for saying something.
That's not a problem with me.
Alright.
I don't have a problem with people doing.
I was cool with Emily. We were calm. We were collective. We were cooking, actually. We cooked pork chops and
macaroni and cheese.
Yep.
You always mentioned that to me.
Yeah.
Only because I asked her if she had remembered to tell you to remind you about me coming over today.
Oh, I knew you were coming. She didn't mention it, but I asked her at the end before she left. I said, George is still coming at 10. She's like, yeah, I think so.
11.
Yeah, 11.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
11.
just wanted to make sure you weren't.
I meant to say 11, yeah.
Okay,
No, I
okay.
meant to say 11.
Not a problem.
And she's like, yeah, I think so. I'm like, okay. Because I said, I'm trying to keep a track of everybody when they're coming. You know, because I always told Emily if she has free time, she could come earlier than 2. Because, you know, I like to work with her more so we can work on doing things.
Oh, okay.
So I always told her if she had more free time, she could come. Because I wanted to bump her back up to 3 days, but she has more people right now. So if she wants to, she said whenever she has like free time on Tuesdays and Thursdays, she'll just come early if she can.
Okay.
The 3 times a day was kind of hard for me. I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of hard because I met her 3 times a week, and I wanted to play with my best friend. And them coming here all the time, then I had Aubrey coming, it was taking me away from playing with my friend. So I wanted to knock it down to 2 days. But then when I moved back over here, I wanted to bump it back up to 3 days so we could work on things in the house, you know. But her schedule's full now, so we worked around it. We came up with an agreement. You know, she has free time. If someone cancels her, she'll just come. I told her don't call if you don't want to. Just show up. 'Cause I don't go nowhere anyway, so I'm always home. So.
All right.
But I'm friends with my friend again, and we're not on speaking terms right now. But I came up with a better agreement. I told him, like, you know, because I know we're supposed to work on the friendships and stuff, so that's why I'm bringing it up now.
Yeah.
But like I told him that instead of deleting me or blocking me, like when he's upset or he gets angry or something, like he's pissed off at me or something, whatever it is, or whatever it could be. I'm just saying. You know, instead of deleting me and blocking me, I asked him to just to keep me on the friends list, and I made a promise to him that if he keeps me on the friends list, even though he's mad or angry or he hates me still because of the secret I told him all you gotta do is just stay on my friends list, don't delete me or block me, and I promise I'll give you your space. I won't text you, you don't have to play with me. If he comes online and he don't want to play with me and he still don't want to be bothered, he don't have to. He can get on and play GTA if he wants by himself, play wrestling, because I barely play GTA as it is. But, I just told him, you know, or he plays baseball or whatever. Like, I told him he could come online, I won't bother him, even when he comes on doing whatever he wants to do by himself. If he still doesn't want to talk to me and play with me, that's cool. You know, but it said great, because when I say cool, it translates great in Spanish. So it didn't come out the way I wanted to say, but it came out, you know, I think he understands I can't translate all my words correct.
Right.
Some of it comes out wrong.
Right.
Not the way it's supposed to say. But I think he understands it. I think he really does. But, so I told him I wouldn't text him, I wouldn't play with him, I wouldn't bug him. I'll give him his space. It's been 3 days and I have not texted him. But, I'm not going to lie, I really do want to reach out to him, but I'm trying to keep my promise. So I've been trying to distract myself. I've been trying to play with my other friends. I've been trying to, listen to music. I've been trying to work around the house. You know, doing things, trying to distract myself. It's kind of working, but it's kind of not. I mean, I really do want to reach out to him. I'm not going to lie. I do. I want to ask him to play with me. I really do want to play with him, but I made my promise. Because if I can't keep this promise, then he's going to know that, well, you know, she made a promise to me and now she's breaking it. Now she's reaching out to me and I'm not reaching out to her. I'm waiting until he reaches out to me. And even knowing how bad I really want to talk to him and play with him, I'm not doing it. I'm just trying to find other things to distract myself.
So.
Because I want to be a good friend and for him not to block me. I want him to see that I can be really good by keeping my promise.
Here's the thing. So you want to be a good friend.
Yes, I want our friendship to go back how it was, just friends.
Okay.
And I was honest with him about some other things too. You know, I told him that if he's not happy right now with me, it's okay. I'm not mad. He can,
What, why would he be unhappy with you?
because I broke the promise. And he
What was,
still,
what was the promise?
I did something for him. I did something for him, but, I don't know how to say it, because I really don't want to say what it is, but I did something for him, and I didn't ask nothing in return, but just friendship, and not to block me and delete me. But he blocked me and he deleted me on Facebook and PlayStation. And I was hurt, upset, and his best friend wanted to talk to me. So I went into the party chat. He asked me if I knew if Al was on. I said, I don't know. I said, he's your friend. Why don't you go look it up? You know, I was just trying to be nice. I didn't want him to think. I didn't want him to know that Al wasn't my friend. So I told people, I said, look, I don't know. I said, go look. He's on your friends list. Go look. He's like, so why? You never say that to me. You usually say he's on, or if he's like, so he's not in the party chat with you? I'm like, no. I said he's not. And he's like, okay, so what's going on? He ain't your friend or something? And I'm like, because he knows that me and Al always be in party chat. We're always playing wrestling. We're always spending time together and stuff. And he caught on. I mean, I didn't have to say. He knew it. I was trying to avoid it. I can't say,
He
yeah,
knew what?
that Al wasn't on my friends list.
Okay, but did he have any idea why?
No, but he does know that Al used to block me before, and it might have been something that I done, and or something that he wasn't happy with me about. So he does know that part. But it's like I told him, I said, look, I didn't want you to know that Al wasn't on my friends list. He would have known if I would have said, yeah, Al's online. He would have looked and said, oh well, Glizzy, Al's not online, so why you say yeah? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't want you to know he's not on my friends list no more
Why not?
because every time I talk to Beef about something, he'll go back and run it and twist the word around what I say and tell Al a different story.
Why would he do that?
Because he thought I was stealing his best friend from him.
So, jealousy.
Yes, Beef Bro told me many a times that he thought I was stealing Al from him. Because Al spends more of his time with me than he did with him. And I can't make Al do whatever he wants. Clearly, you can see that. I barely can keep my friendship going with him. So I don't have no say in anything that Al does. That's all on him. Like I told Beefo, Al's a grown man. If he chooses to play with me and be in the party with me all the time, that's his choice. I didn't make him do it.
Well, now look.
And I did tell him a secret because I was upset. But I also told Al that Beefo told me the things that about him I didn't know. I didn't know about, but Beefo did it on his own. He told me. And then I also told Al that Beefo said that he liked Al liked me more than a friend. But I don't know if that's true. Because Al never told me. Al always said he wanted me as a friendship. Only friend. But Beef Pro said that Al told Beef Pro, and Beef Pro was supposed to be swear to Al not to tell me that he liked me more than a friend. Now, is that true? I don't know. But now Al knows because I told him. I told him the truth, and I ain't lying. I was honest, and I told him the only reason why I never said anything to you about it that I knew is because I didn't want you and Beef Pro to be fighting because they're best friends. So I'd rather have him hate me and then them fighting because they're real life friends. You know, they grew up together. You know, they knew each other. They live in the same city and state in Puerto Rico,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to mess that up. So I'd rather having Al be mad at me than being mad at Beef Pro.
So, what you're saying is there's things that you felt you had to do to help
My
manage the relationship between these two people.
well, to maintain my friendship with Al, I had to tell him some of the stuff that was going on because he didn't know about it.
Well, but what I heard you say was I did things to help keep the relationship between
Oh
these
yeah,
two
between
people.
them two, yeah, because I didn't want to mess their friendship up. I
But
didn't want to be the cause of it.
but the thing is, so what? So you saw that as a responsibility that you have.
Yeah, I didn't want because Beast Pro was telling me things about Al. There's things that Al did not want me to know about, and I respect that. Because you know he might not have known me because we really don't know each other all like that.
Right.
You know we were getting to know each other. I mean we've been friends for 5 years, But there's things that Al don't know about me, and there's things I don't know about him.
Well, there's two problems.
We're too far from each other.
Well, well, that's the biggest problem. But the two problems beside that is, all you know is what people tell you.
Yes.
But it sounds like because they're acting like how old you were in those pictures.
I was 15 in that
Right.
picture.
Because they're acting like that, the other thing you it's I would be cautious about is believing everything they told you.
See, I'm not gonna lie. I do believe some of the stuff that Al has told me. I do.
Well, I didn't say you can't believe anything.
No, I know, but there's
You
some
can't
things he
believe
lied to
all
me,
of it.
and I know he has lied to me. I know. And there's some things that B Pro has told me. In the beginning, they were true. But then later down the line, when Al started spending more time with me, because I thought I just met B Pro. I didn't know I was friends with him. On PS4, I thought he was just a new friend. He was one of Al's friends, and they liked to play with me, so I added him. But I did not know he was my friend from PS3. He had a different account. I never knew that until he told me. So I was always friends with him. I never knew that. I thought the account that I was friends with Beast Pro on PS3, I thought it was one of Al's other accounts. You know, I never knew it was Beast Pro.
Well, why would the same person have different accounts like that?
Oh, because on PS3 and then PS4, when you switch over, you have an option to keep the same name or you can change your username.
But why would you change?
Oh, I have 7 different accounts on PS4.
Why? I mean, I don't know. I'm not on that.
Oh, I have one called Glizzy 187. That's my main account. Glizzy 187. Cardi B 25. Queen Callie 310. Bumpy Johnson 44. I got Alexa Smith. I got I'm Bad Sport. I think, or it might be X. I'm Bad Sport, and I said X.
But why do you have these different?
Oh, because Glizzy is in Bad Sport for 2 years and 4 months and a couple days on GTA. So when I want to play GTA with my friends, like Al and Beast Pro, I have to go on my Cardi B account or my Queen Callie or my other one.
Because?
Because my main account is in Bad Sport. I'm only allowed to play with Bad Sport players. And all my friends,
What does bad sport mean?
Bad Sport, um, I can show you this video. I can show you what I'm talking about. GTA Bad Sport. There you go. I'm only allowed to play with Bad Sport players. And I'm in there, my main account's in there for 2 years. You have a stupid dance hat on, you look like a KKK hat.
Yeah.
But the girls have a D, but the guys have the actual word dance.
Mm-hmm.
The girls just have a D on them. And them lobbies are nothing but bad. You have nothing but people who DDoS you. I got DDoS a couple days ago playing in there. And, they're just really bad people. They do bad things. They cheat. They do things like how you do in the clean lobby, but a little different. You can't work in bad lobbies. You get killed. I like to chill, so I go in there sometimes. I chill people, but I try not to talk shit on people because I know if I talk shit, they're gonna DDoS me, and I'll get booted offline, and my Wi-Fi is gonna be messed up for a while. So I really try not to talk shit on them because they're actually hacking into your stuff to boot you offline. They're hacking your IP,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not supposed to, but they're doing it. And then, so that's pretty much it. But the clean lobbies is more. Oh, wait, sorry. The clean lobbies are more for like better people where you can work, you can do things, but people still kill you, but not as aggressive like it does in Bad Sport. But that's pretty much it. So I make different accounts just in case, cause like my Glizzy 187 account, when I was in Bad Sport, this person is called X Always Dodgy X. She was a, I don't know if it's a she or a he, but whoever it was, it had a female character, but whoever it was, they got mad at me because I said, because they hit me with the orbital can. I'm pretty sure you don't know what that is, but it's a thing that comes out of the sky and just kills you. So, but they hit me with the orbital cannon, and I said, yeah, I like that shit. Do it again, bitch. And that's what I said to her on her PlayStation message. I did a voice clip. And she reported me, and I got banned. So I had a 3-day suspension. So I couldn't play on my Glizzy account at all because they blocked me on PlayStation totally. So now if I do it again, they're going to permanently ban me. So I don't send messages to nobody except for Al on PlayStation.
I see.
I don't do messages. I don't really do party chats anymore because now they update the party chats because now they can list. They can, as soon as you go in the party chat, they're recording your conversation because they're trying to catch people who's DDoSing people because they have people go in the party chat to DDoS them or people bullying other people in party chat, and they can report you and your account's going to get permanently banned. You're not going to get suspended. They're just going to ban you. So I only do party chats just with my friend. That's it. I don't do it with too many people. I did it with one yesterday because I know them. I don't really say nothing. We were just more talking about GTA than anything. But other than that, I really don't do party chats anymore. I don't do none of that stuff. But he's been off for 3 days, so I've been just trying to play by myself, trying to distract myself. But I'm being a good friend, not bugging him. Because I'm trying to keep my word and not bug him. And let him to take his time to cool down. Because, guys are different from how girls calm down. Guys think differently from how girls think. I don't know how a guy thinks because I'm not a guy. I only know what girls think. But I don't know how long it takes for a guy to get unhappy or not be angry with me anymore. Because I'm not asking him to forgive me like I told him. I'm not. So, but to get back on topic, like he never denied it that if he liked me or not. He didn't say yes or no if that was true what Beef Pro said. So I don't know. I don't know what's true if it was true or not. But at least Al knows that I know and he knows how I know. That's all I wanted. But I told him I didn't want them to fight over it. Him and Beast Pro. Because they are friends. And I don't want to be a cause of nothing of that. So what I do is I'm friends with Beast Pro because Al asked me to be friends with him again. And I'm friends with him, but I don't play with him and I don't talk to him. Because I don't want no more drama. I will play with him on GTA when Al plays with him. I won't play with him by myself. Because I don't want no drama. I don't want none, oh yeah, he say, she said bullshit. And I record on GTA anyway, so just in case if B Pro does join me on there, and if Al wants to, he can watch me on YouTube and he can see I'm not saying nothing to B Pro. Because I'm not trying to get in trouble. I'm not trying to cause nothing. I don't want that. I just want them to keep their friendship, and I just want to keep my friendship with Al. So, that's all. So I don't know. I don't know what you want to talk about, but that's all what happened. Emily told me to tell you all of it. I was trying to tell her, but she said I couldn't really do it as much because it's like a conflict. Because now this is you working with me, and it won't be right for her to tell me what to do.
Well,
So I waited for you. So I just wanted to tell you I did.
all right. Except, just to be clear, I don't tell people what to do.
Okay.
I mean, I
No, I think my word's different from how she talks,
right,
but
right. But just to be clear, I mean, my thing is, because I learned early on.
I
tell
say
people
different
what to
words.
do
Don't
different.
worry.
Right, right. So I don't want to be here to tell you what to do, as much as to teach you how to think and how to evaluate and how to make the right decision, how to learn how to make decisions about stuff like this.
Yes.
Okay. So I won't tell you what to do as much as I'll give you things
I don't know,
to
advice
think about
or think about.
that maybe wouldn't have occurred to you,
Yes.
that you wouldn't have thought of on your own. Different angles, different perspectives, different, I'll ask you questions to get you to think differently in order to help generate some new ideas so you can come up with better decisions on your own.
Yes.
So I'm not here to tell you what to think as much as to teach you how to think.
Yeah, I say things different.
Okay.
It don't come out right.
All right, well, as long as you understand.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Okay.
I'm used to saying what I was to say all the time, but I get what you're saying.
Okay.
I was trying to be nice to people on GTA, because Emily says I'm like a toxic person on there because how I act, and it might be true because I am very aggressive to people in the game,
Well, but here's the thing, though.
and she
Again,
doesn't like me feeding into people.
that's the point. So,
So I was trying to be nice to them yesterday. I kind of work. I mean, I try not to swear, be rude, or start a fight. I try to be nice. She said that to get at them with kindness.
see, here's the thing.
It kind of worked, but it didn't work all the
So
way.
I have certain friends that complain to me about arguments they get into with other people on Facebook.
Mhm.
And, now with this election coming up, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's people there's this camp over here that feel real strongly about, you know, being supporting President Trump, and then there's people over on this side completely different who are totally against it. Okay?
I'm against it.
Okay. So whether you're for or against, you know, you think the other side is wrong, is stupid, is bad. And I have friends who complain to me about, oh, I was on Facebook and you wouldn't believe what this idiot was trying to tell me. And I was telling him how wrong they were, and then they were telling me how wrong I was, and I was telling them, you're even wronger than me. And I go, time out. Why do you even argue with people?
It's fun.
Well,
To me, it is.
well, it really comes down to why are you doing it? Now, if you're saying I do it for entertainment value, and at the end of the argument I walk away from it, it doesn't bother me. I mean, it's as soon as I'm done with the arguing, I have a good time, and then when it's over, it's over. It doesn't. I don't think about it anymore. But I'm talking about people that get really upset over it.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, and my point's going to be is, well, when you go on social media, when you go on gaming
Yeah.
things, I mean, the problem is it's really easy to get sucked into other people's agenda.
Yes.
So,
It is hard.
and their way of viewing the world and their way of managing social relationships. So, did I tell you, because I talk to a lot of, a lot of
A
people.
lot of people need a little bit
Yeah.
stuff.
So did I tell you about the kid who was going to go play soccer, and the two kids were going to like start to bully him?
Yeah, you told me that.
Okay. So, and remember the point was the friendly kid,
Yeah.
he could have gotten pulled into the bullies,
But he was nicer. He became friends with
but
him.
he decided, I'm not going to do it your way. I'm going to do it my way. I'm not good at making enemies. I'm really good at making friends.
Yes.
You seem to be really good at wanting to pick on people and bully people and make enemies with people. I'm not going to do it your way. I'm going to have you do it my way.
Yeah.
Okay? So, and the thing is, when you're face to face with someone, that's one thing. But when you're on this social media, okay, where you don't see people, and this person could be literally miles and miles and miles away from you, people can all of a sudden have a whole different level of courage,
Yes.
in terms of saying things that, well, you wouldn't say that if you were standing right in front of me where I could reach you and punch your face, right?
Yeah.
People get really, people who are like that, people who like conflict, they feel really brave when
Okay.
you have no way of getting to me.
That's true.
And therefore they can really feel comfortable with upping the rhetoric, how they talk to people, what they say, how provocative they are, how aggressive they get. Not physically, this guy lives 500 miles away. He can't get aggressive with me physically, but they can verbally.
Probably mentally and emotionally.
Right, exactly. Verbally, mentally, emotionally. People can get real aggressive because they feel safe in terms of no physical retaliation.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, you're brave, when you're way over there, but you wouldn't say that if you were right here. You
Or if
know?
I was right there.
Exactly. So, that's the thing about, and I guess so for that, like the bad sports. I mean, these are people that like to be really aggressive.
Yes.
I take it. They like to be really aggressive. What we in the psychology business call antisocial.
Yes.
You know, they take delight in hurting other people,
Yes, they do.
not just physically, but emotionally, mentally.
See, I do. See, okay. I'm not gonna lie. I am a different person from how you and Emily and Aubrey sees me. Okay, because I mean, I'm on YouTube. I record myself. I don't care. I cut people out. I be bullies. I be like acting like I'm racist because they want to be racist on me. So I play the little mind games right back at them. And then when I play the when I play the racist card or whatever, or I get at them, then they want to play victim. No, you can't play victim, dude. Because everything I'm saying, I'm recording. So I'm ratting myself out. So if Rockstar or PlayStation sees it, I'm getting in trouble myself because I always record my stuff. So I say what I say to people, and my friends know who I am. I'm a different person. I'm not like that in real life. It's not like I say, hey, George, F you and blah, 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 like how I do in the game. Or say, hey, you're a stupid cracker, or, something like that. I wouldn't say that. Okay, but I do it on the game.
Now,
But I only do that because I say ignorant things to people or be mean to people because sometimes I don't like it because there's like grown men trying to hit on kids, and I don't like that. Or they're trying to boss little kids around. I don't like that shit. That's bullying, and that's some type. There's some guys are pedophiles on there. Okay, me and my friends we be trying to stick up for kids like that, because there's be younger girls and guys are trying to get with them. I'm like, you're hitting on a minor. That's not even a grown woman.
right.
And I go on there sometimes, and I do take my anger out on them because it makes me feel better. But then later down the line, when I'm all calmed down, I feel bad for doing it.
Right.
See, I have conscience.
Right.
And then sometimes when I see them, I'll say, hey, yeah, I did do that, but I'm sorry. Or sometimes I'll say sorry, but if not, I just let it go. And I know it's wrong, but I still do it.
Right. And that's and that's a page out of the anger management workbook I used to use. It's exactly what you said. In the moment when you're angry, your adrenaline flows, all these stress hormones flow. I mean, it can feel exhilarating.
Yes.
Okay, very righteous, putting someone in their place, um, feeling like I'm exerting power over another person, even if the power is simply I'm right, you're wrong, I'm calling you out on something you shouldn't do. That makes me a good guy and you the bad guy. But inevitably, what you also said also tends to be true. But after the moment is over, when those stress hormones dissipate from your system,
Yes.
the adrenaline's gone and the cortisol's gone and all these other stress hormones are gone, and now your thinking becomes far more rational.
You can understand more.
It's like,
Now, what you did was wrong.
that was something that looking back on it, that while it felt good at the time, I find it something that I'm not proud of.
Yes.
Now here's the thing, does that do damage to a person? Well, so studies would tell you, well, if that's something that happened not very frequently, no. You know, like I said, remember I was telling you about the 5-to-1 rule.
Mm-hmm.
In a couple, in a relationship, 5 positive encounters to every negative one. Why the negative one? Well, because that always happens. Even the best of friends will have negative moments between each other. Even the most successful couples will have negative moments between each other. The question is, to what extent, how often do they occur, and how intense are they?
Yes.
Okay? Um, so if it happens every once in a while, not very often, yeah, that's human. It happens to all of us. But if it's something that happens repeatedly, okay, that sense of guilt, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have said that, I should have let myself go, or, well, and people are different, but generally speaking, that kind of adds up on a person's psyche. Psyche means how they see themselves.
Yes.
You know, how they, well, I was nice, I was mean, I was nice, I was mean, I was nice, I was mean. I mean, so where did that balance end up getting tipped? Look, a reasonably thoughtful, reflective person, here's the goal. I just want to do more good than bad in the world.
Yes.
I know I'm going to do some bad. I know I'm going to make some mistakes. I know I'm going to screw up. I'm going to give myself permission to be human and accept the fact that that's going to happen. As long as I do more good than bad.
Yes.
That's the bottom line. Okay?
That's true.
So, the thing about stuff like that is, where am I landing? More often. Doing good things versus the bad things. I'm doing some of each, but where is it piling up more? What side of that balance? You know? Because that's the thing about, now, people that are sociopathic in a bad way, like as you said, well, I have a conscience. Well, some people don't have a conscience, so to speak. Now, why don't some people have consciousness? Conscience. Why don't some people feel guilty?
Because they just don't want to, or they just can't.
Can't. Not that they don't want to, they can't. Well, what prevents a person from having a conscience? Is that a choice a person makes?
I would say yes, or we were taught that.
So,
Am I wrong? I see you smiling.
well,
Can I smoke? You don't mind?
No.
Okay.
Listen, when you work with me, when you ask me what's the right answer, what you're going to hear time and time again is this. It's complicated.
It's complicated. Okay.
There's no simple answer to that. Okay? So,
was my answer good or no?
well, it wasn't bad.
Okay.
Okay? It wasn't wrong. But when I say it's complicated, that means that it's not complete.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So let me help you have a fuller understanding.
All right.
Okay? So, I was watching this show. It was like a documentary kind of show on HBO.
Okay.
And it was about this guy whose name was, I think his name was Iceman. Wasn't sometimes I say Ice Pick, but that was a character on Magnum PI. I think his name was Iceman.
Okay.
Who's Iceman? Well, Iceman, he was a mafia hitman.
Okay.
And he confessed to killing like 40, 50 people. Yeah, I mean,
That's
multiple homicides. He eventually got caught. Well, he got caught a lot of times, but finally, a district attorney was able to prove charges, and he ended up in jail.
Okay, he finally got caught.
He got caught. Well, he got caught a lot of times, but finally they were able to
book him.
Because book him, take him to trial, have the evidence. The judge, he gets convicted, and now he's going to be in prison the rest of his life. No chance of parole.
That's good.
Okay, but what makes a guy want to do that? So the show shows him. It was a documentary on HBO. It was like a good hour long. So he gets interviewed by a forensic psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what a psychiatrist is. Forensic
yes.
means, like psychiatrists have different specialties. A child psychiatrist, a geriatric, psychiatrist who works with kids, geriatric psychiatrist who works with
adults.
Older adults.
Yes.
People in their 70s and 80s. A forensic psychiatrist is someone who works with people in the criminal justice system.
Okay.
That's a different breed of person. So he does this long interview with Iceman, the Iceman, Richard Kozlik or something, the Iceman.
Okay.
And he called him and he liked the Iceman because he used to, he likes, he's really like weird about this. He likes stabbing people to death with icicles.
Oh, okay.
They call him the Iceman.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. Okay. But anyways, so they interview him, and to talk about, you do a psychiatric interview. So what was it like growing up? What were your parents like? What was your childhood like? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of consumers I've worked with over the years. Well, why do these therapists and doctors always ask you what your childhood's like? Because that ends up revealing a lot of how and why you think the way you do as an adult.
That's
Why.
true. That's true.
Okay. So now he talked about, what to someone like me wasn't surprising. Mom, dad was an abusive alcoholic. Beat his mom and beat him
Okay.
constantly, repeatedly, without fail. Mom becomes an alcoholic to escape the reality of what's happening to her, what's happening to the kid. Now, dad abuses the kid. Mom, because she's intoxicated as a way of dealing with the abuse she's suffering, fails to protect Richard as a child.
Yes.
So dad is beating on Richard. Richard is getting no protection from mom. So what does that do to a kid? Man, and he talks about it. It taught me early on you cannot count on anybody ever doing anything to help you.
Nope.
My mom and dad, who were supposed to raise me right, protect me, take care of me, make sure all my needs were getting met, man, they made my life, they treated me in cruel fashion. That taught me you can't count on anybody but yourself.
Yeah.
Okay? So, he's always an angry person. Remember I asked you that question, how many people in the world are good versus bad? You said, well, 50-50.
Yeah.
You ask this guy, how many people in the world do you say are good versus how many people are bad? He said, everybody's bad. He said, or he would say something like, I don't see the world like that. There's people that are weak and there's people that are strong.
Okay.
What you call good, I call weak. What you call bad, I call strong.
Okay.
Because because nice people are really weak. They're going to be victims by people like me. We're strong.
Okay.
Okay? Um, there's a movie, Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Do you ever see Goodfellas?
I watched it once.
Okay. So in the beginning of Goodfellas, or close to the beginning, when the guy who's like the focus of the show, when he becomes, they show him early on, when he joins gang, he's like in his early 20s.
Yeah.
He says, well, the way I saw things is if someone had something you wanted it, you took it. And if the guy put up a fight, you knocked him out.
You killed him or whatever.
And if you didn't act like that, well, you were just a big sissy.
Yep.
So that's how so that's how he saw the world. Because of the way he was treated as a kid.
Yeah.
So he goes on to tell the psychiatrist, so, I would, like that. I would, work and I'd go to the bar every night. Okay, why is he going to the bar every night? He's drinking. Why is he drinking every night? Does that make him an alcoholic? Probably. Well, where did that come from? What was dad?
Alcoholic.
What was mom?
Alcoholic.
Okay, so did he become an alcoholic because he saw his parents drinking? Or did he become an alcoholic because, well, his mom and dad were alcoholics? Does it run in the family? So if you look at his mom and dad, gee, I wonder what their parents were like.
Yeah.
And what their parents were like.
Yeah.
And what their parents were like. And chances are you see, going way back as far as you can, alcoholism probably ran in both families. His dad's family probably has a history of alcoholism. His mom's family probably has a history of alcoholism. What does that tell you? It's genetic.
Yeah.
Okay? So he both inherited this gene, so he's what they say genetically loaded to become an alcoholic. Now, is everyone who's genetically loaded become an alcoholic? Not necessarily.
No.
But if that's what you see every day growing up, well, you're more likely to start drinking, and what you start drinking, you trigger that gene, and now you too are an alcoholic. So, what was it? The way he was built genetically, or the way he was raised and what he saw? See, for him, it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
It's a double whammy. This guy, there was no chance he wasn't going to become an alcoholic.
Yeah.
It was just before he was a year old. Boom.
My mom.
It's hopeless. You're going to become an alcoholic. So he goes on. So when I was in bars, what happened to him as a kid? He got beaten up all the time.
Yes.
So what did that teach him? I got beat up.
I'm gonna beat people up.
I'm going to beat people up. So he would beat people up. And what he found was he enjoyed it. Now why would he enjoy that? Well, because what he learned is it was a lot better. Well, there's two reasons. Number one, he was a big guy.
Okay.
So he was going to win a lot of those fights. And number two, it's a lot more fun being the one beating someone up than getting beaten. It's kind of like that famous line by an old boxer. I've been rich and I've been poor. And rich is better
than being poor.
So I was beaten up a lot, but I learned it's a lot more fun when you're the one doing the beating up. But again, that's the way he saw the world. People are just going to beat each other up. I'd rather win than lose.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I mean, it's not right, but I understand.
But if you look at his life experience, well, okay. I mean, it's like you start to understand. Well, how could he not be like that? So, anyways, he continues on. He says, so one day, some guy comes. I'm in this bar fight. I beat this guy up, and some guy comes up to me. He didn't know him from a can of spray paint. He says, hey, I see you get in a lot of fights, and I never saw you lose a fight. Hey man, how would you like to get paid to beat people up? He turns and talks. He says, this guy offers. I said, you're offering me money to beat people up? I'm thinking, what could be better than that?
Mm-hmm.
I love beating people up.
So,
and you're going to pay me to beat people up? Boom.
So he was like a boxer or something?
No, he was just a street fighter.
Oh, a street fighter.
No. When get paid to beat people up? No. This guy was connected to the mob.
Oh, okay.
This guy owes me money. He's not paying me up. I want you to go beat him.
Oh, okay. Like Tony Soprano and all of them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So the guy that approached him wasn't a boxing promoter.
Oh,
the guy that approached him was, a mob
gangster.
guy.
A gangster.
I need someone like you to be my muscle, to beat someone up when they owe me money and they're not paying up.
Yeah, be the bully.
And then so once you prove that you're willing to follow orders, you're willing to do what you're asked to do, and if you get arrested, you don't talk.
You keep your mouth shut.
You keep your mouth
or
shut.
Or if he opens his mouth, he's gonna be found dead in prison.
Right. I mean, if you remember from Goodfellas, a key part was when, the Ray Liotta character, when he was like 16, 17, he got caught.
Yes.
And he got arrested. And he refused to say anything. Who put you up to this? Who told you to do this? Well, I ain't saying nothing. He spent some time in jail. He thought, there was a big party. Hey man, you did the right thing. You didn't talk. You didn't squeal on us.
There's some who will talk and some won't.
Right. But when you prove loyalty like that, now you're going to make big money. Because
yes.
We know you're loyal. If you get caught, you're not going to squeal on us.
Yeah.
So beating people up turned into I want you to kill somebody for me. I can do that. Sure. You mean my pay is gonna? You mean instead of paying me $5,000, you're gonna pay me $25,000 to kill someone? Makes no difference to me. And part of it was rationalizing, because he said, well, because the doc says, well, that didn't make you feel guilty. Well, look, these are all bad guys. So they weren't asking me to kill priests. They weren't asking me to kill nuns. They weren't asking me to kill doctors. They were asking me to kill other criminals.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
That's like Dexter. Did you ever watch Dexter?
No.
Oh, he was a specialist or something. He did blood splats, and he used to work for the police department, and he used to work for the police department down where the movie was taking place, and he used to do like blood splats, like when someone dies, how to compare all the blood and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but that's his daytime job. But at nighttime, he goes around killing people, all the bad people. He doesn't kill good people, but he only kills the bad people. And then he cuts their bodies up. It's funny, but it's not funny, but to a point. But he cuts the body up, puts them in a black bag, and throws them in the water, in the river, down deep. But eventually he got caught because he was the what you call it? I forget something Bay killer. But it was a
Like a
TV show.
serial killer.
Yeah, he's a serial killer. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I mean he's like that. Just takes this weird pleasure in killing people.
Okay.
Okay. So he tells his whole story, and then the psychiatrist starts talking back to him,
Yeah.
and basically pointing out to him how, well, yeah, yeah, genetically predisposed to alcoholism, beaten as a kid. You're diagnosed. I'm diagnosing you with a severe antisocial personality disorder. What does that mean, doc? Well, basically that means you have no regard for other people. If you hurt someone, you don't feel guilty. When you cause people pain, whether they deserve it or not, you have no guilt about it.
Yeah, you have no
And he
conscience.
said, yeah, you're right, doc. I mean, in fact, he said, I like my victims looking at me because I wanted to be the last thing they saw before they died. Like, man, and doc says, yeah, that's really pathological. That's a serious mental illness you have there.
Yeah.
That's not normal, Richard.
Was he able to treat him?
There's no treating people like this. Why? Here's why. So, people like that, you put them on a brain scan machine,
Mhm.
okay? And you compare people like that to people who are normal.
Okay.
And do their brains look alike?
No.
No. Their brains aren't wired the same way. What these people don't have is a capacity and ability to have empathy.
Yes.
Empathy means to feel compassion for somebody else and to have some understanding of how they feel.
Yes.
And having a desire to want to help.
Okay.
Okay? Um, so now we're all normal people, we're all hardwired to that, for that.
Yes.
When your kids were babies, did you have them for a
Mhm.
while? What happens when your baby cries?
They get mad and I go and take care of them.
You
Fix
go
their
take
needs.
care of it. If
I
you
fix.
hear your baby crying, what's the first thing you do?
I run to them
Right. What makes you run to them?
to make sure they're safe or see what the problem is.
Okay, so here's the question. What makes you want to do that as opposed to, oh, there's that kid crying again, slam the door, so you don't hear him anymore? You wouldn't do that, would you?
No.
You wouldn't suffocate them with a blanket, would you?
Hell no.
This kid's driving me crazy, I'm just going to throw him out the window.
No.
That solves that.
I mean, I knew someone growing up when I was kind of younger, like when I was a teenager. This one lady, she had a kid, and it was actually it was her right there, Debbie.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother, they had a little baby brother, okay, and they will always be mean to him because he wouldn't stop crying, and because he had what's that thing called? I forget what you call it. It's on top of your head, the soft spot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then something was wrong with him because his soft spot was all messed up,
Mm-hmm.
and he would always constantly cry. I forget what the term for the word is, but he would always kept on crying, and he just wouldn't stop crying for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
All he wanted was someone to pick him up and hold him.
Yeah.
So when I was over there visiting my friend, I always said, "Hey, can I hold your brother?" I held him. He was always quiet. He stopped crying.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is pick him up and hold him.
Yeah, my daughter was like that when she was a baby for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of my sons was like that too, and I held them. That's all
I
you
mean, the
gotta do.
simple term for that was, oh, that kid's colicky.
Colicky, yeah, there you go. And I mean, all you do is hold them,
Right.
talk to them,
They
sing to
just
them,
need that physical comfort.
rock them, put them to
Nothing more
sleep,
than that.
pat them. That's
Nothing
what I used
more,
to
but nothing less.
do. Yeah. I know some people they just leave their kids and oh he's in a crib or oh he's in a little bouncy thingy, he's fine. Let him sit there, let him cry.
Yeah.
He'll like I see him on TV or I see him in real life. Oh, we'll just fine. Or they'll just punch them, make them shut up. You're just hurting them. You won't make them cry more.
Right. So, and again, what makes a mom, And not just you or me, as dad, of course, but you see this in animals. You know, dogs take care of puppies, lions take care of their cubs,
Yep.
bears take care of their cubs. Adult birds take care of their little,
Babies.
nest their eggs, the eggs hatch. I mean, what motivates a person to do that? The way their brains are wired. We don't
Yes.
think about it the way our brains are wired. I mean, remember I told you I used to take my kids to the park all the time
Yeah.
when they were little?
And they always he wanted to do what he wanted to do, and he didn't care about what his friend wanted, or the
Right.
guy that he met, the kid.
Right. But one of the other things that you notice when you go to the park and you sit with other parents.
You talk to them.
Yeah, but here's what I was going to say. Kid starts crying, boom, you instantly know whose kid that is.
Yeah, everybody turns around and looks.
Everybody turns around and looks, but if that's my kid crying, I know that instantly compared to if that was your kid crying.
Yeah.
Or her kid crying, or his kid crying. You learn to recognize your kids cry like that. And when that's your kids crying, boom, you just jump up and go over.
Yeah.
Right? What motivates you to do that? Your brain motivates you to do that. Your brain sends a signal saying, this is something you have to go take care of.
Yeah.
What happens when your baby smiles at you?
You smile back at him.
What makes you do that? You don't think about it, you just naturally.
It's a reaction.
Your brain, right, it's a reaction that your brain directs you to do.
Yes.
Okay? So, people that are sociopath, who are forensically sociopathological. What's wrong with the Iceman? That part of the brain that has empathy towards other people, that feels sorry for that part of his brain isn't wired. It just flat out doesn't work. And how do we know that? You put these people on MRI machines, and the part of the brain that registers activity that's supposed to light up
Yeah.
on these machines. So in other words, if I put you on an MRI, if I put a parent on an MRI machine, and they've done this a lot of times, a lot of people done these kind of experiments. You show them pictures of dogs, you show them pictures of a building, you show them pictures of a tree, you show them pictures of a hammer. Certain parts of their brain lights up. You show them pictures of their kids, other parts of the brain light up.
Okay.
Now you show them pictures of not their kids, but other people's kids. Well, the same kind of areas light up, and not as intensely as I do if you show them a picture of their kid again.
Yeah.
So our brains respond differently to what we're seeing, and that's what creates these reactions.
Yes.
That's what I mean by motivation. Our brain tells us what to do. Our brain directs our behavior. My kid starts crying, boom, I just jump up and go in search of.
Yep.
My brain tells me to do that. I don't have to think about it. I'm just directed to do that.
Yeah.
So, someone like Iceman, he doesn't feel sorry for his victims. He doesn't feel at all. Hey, he's a bad guy. I'm getting paid money. I'm killing him. That's all there is to it. He goes, he kills someone. All right, hey, I still got time to get to the bar and get a couple drinks.
Yeah.
And he
Like nothing
walks
happened.
into the bar like nothing happened, because in his mind,
Nothing did happen.
or he's actually feeling good. I just made $50,000 killing that dude. Man, hey, drinks are on me. Wow, what happened to your guilt? He ain't
Yeah.
got nothing. He's feeling perfectly fine with everything that went down. It was a good day for me.
To me, how I would say, he's a heartless bastard.
Yeah, he is. Now, what does that have to do with these people? Well, so when you're a person like that, it's not you either are, you aren't. It's on a continuum.
Mhm.
Okay? So it's like, this person's really nice, this person's nice but not as nice, this person's nice sometimes but not other times. It's on a continuum.
Yeah.
Okay? He's on the far end. This guy is really dangerous. If you let him out of jail, he's just going to go right back to killing. That's why you give him a life sentence and throw away the key. He ain't
Yeah.
ever coming out. There's no parole board that's ever going to let a guy like this out. Just like with Charlie Manson.
Yeah.
He had no chance of ever getting out on parole. You knew he was going to die in prison, because this guy, his brain is just so whacked out. I mean, he cannot be trusted.
Yeah.
And he'll tell you himself, yeah, and he even said during this interview, yeah, if they're doing the right thing by not letting me out, because If you're asking me if I'm going to kill someone if I get out, the answer is well, yeah. I mean, that's what I do. Sorry, but that's what I do. It's like, all right, you're going to have to spend the rest of your life in jail. And he'll say, yeah.
I mean, it's not good, but at least he's admitting it.
He can't deny it. He knows that. He gets it. Oh, well, you know.
Yeah.
And actually, when the doctor told him about how messed up he was and why, at the end of the interview, he said, Doc, thank you very much. You answered a lot of questions I've always had. At least now I understand
More.
why I'm the kind of person I am. Doesn't make me proud of it, but at least I understand it. You've done a lot to help me, Doc. And he couldn't say thank you enough. That's kind of surprising, you know.
Yeah.
He didn't argue. He didn't fight. He said, "Wow, you're right. Wow, you're right. Wow, you're really smart. Wow, you're right about that." And then at the end, he says, "Doctor, I just want to thank you for coming in and talking to me like this. I mean, you know, you've really helped me understand questions I've had in my entire life. Everything you made make perfect sense. Everything you've said and the way you broke it down and explained it, and I totally understand now. I can never be more grateful to you than I am right now. Thank you so much."
Well, he's that kind of good, but I mean,
Well, I mean, it was good in the sense that
he acknowledged it.
he acknowledged it. He didn't try to make excuses. But anyways, my point is, so when you're on these kind of game sites, you know, you're and especially on this bad player,
That sport, yeah.
bad sport thing.
Mhm.
I mean, those are the kind of folks you're talking about. I mean, people that you know, just don't have high regard for other people's feelings. I mean, these aren't the kind of guys you'd want your daughter to marry. These aren't the kind of girls you'd want your son to marry because these are the kind of people that make other people around them miserable.
Yes.
You know, they're going to come off as selfish, as arrogant, as self-centered, who don't care about other people's feelings. And the thing is, you know, the vast majority of people would look at someone like that and say, ah, that's the way he wants to be fine, let him be like that. But what I've learned over the years, Elizabeth, is that for people that are like that, it's not nearly as much of a choice as I've always assumed it was.
Yeah.
Well, they could be different if they wanted to. Turns out, no, it is what it is. Remember what I told you. When is someone's temperament, their fundamental personality, when is that basically set by? By the time they're 6 months old.
Yes.
People don't fundamentally change much. Now I'm saying that as a therapist. What do I try to do as a therapist? Help people change. Well, I've learned kind of early on that that ain't gonna happen. People don't tend to really fundamentally change. Now, what I have learned over the years is I can't change somebody, but like I said to you today, but I can help people at least learn how to think differently, learn how to evaluate things differently. Okay?
Yeah.
Learn how to be smarter in how they think things through.
Okay.
So they may make different decisions.
Yeah.
They may take, which leads to different actions, which leads to different results.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't want to get all political here, but it's a good example.
You can go ahead.
Okay, so there's this Republican senator
Yes.
who is in a bit of a tight re-election race himself.
Okay.
And now they're talking on the news, well, a lot of these Republicans who were always, oh, Donald Trump's the best, I'm going to support Donald Trump, I'm going to agree with him, I'm going to excuse all these terrible things he does. Now all of a sudden, they're starting to get worried because, wow, here comes the election and there seems to be this big backlash against Donald Trump. There's a lot of people who don't like him who are going to go out and may very well vote him out of office.
Yeah.
And the people that agree with him, like these senators and congressmen. So what the senator said was, well, you know, I knew he was going to be trouble when he became president. And here's what he said. He said, well, it's kind of like when a woman marries someone and kind of agrees to marry him because she thinks she's going to be able to change him.
Yeah.
But then you find out, well, I couldn't. That's how I see my relationship with Donald Trump.
I
I
don't.
thought I was going to change him, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
And I say that because ain't that the truth? That tends to be true time and time and time again.
Donald Trump thinks about
People
himself.
don't change other people because people really don't change much,
Yeah.
if at all. So, these people that you have these conflicts with and fights with, and I'll kill you before you kill me, on these gangs,
Mhm.
um, it is what it is. That's who they are. That's who they're going to be. And, just like my friends who would get these intense arguments, Republican versus Democrat on Facebook, I can't believe this person said this to me, so I said this back to them, and I showed them. It's like, you didn't show them anything. You're just wasting your own psychic energy, your own emotional energy on, because I said, why do you argue with these people? Well, because they're wrong. What are you trying to do? Change them? Change their mind? Have them see things your way? Well, they're wrong, but you're not going to change them.
Exactly.
You're wasting your time. But not only, but it's worse than wasting your time. You're making yourself stressed out.
So it's more like how I'm trying to change my best friend Al to be my friend, and I really try my best, but I can't. Something like that, right?
Well, when you say, I'm trying to be his friend, I'm trying to do what he wants, what you're saying is, he's defining our relationship and I'm trying to fit his definition of who he wants me to be and how he wants me to act. And it's like I told you last week, you have to decide if that's good enough for you.
Because I'm trying to get him to see how I see our friendship, but that doesn't work out.
No, because it's like an old cartoon, you know, where this guy has his wife sitting at a table and she's crying. And he's standing behind her with his hand on his shoulder and he says to her, look, honey, of course you're entitled to your own opinion. I just don't want to hear it, that's all. Like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like that.
It's heartless.
Well, it comes off as heartless, but not to him. See, he has the hand on the shoulder.
Yeah, like he cares.
He, this is his way of expressing sympathy. Of course you're entitled to your own opinion. I just don't want to hear it. No big deal.
Keep
I
it
just
to
don't want to hear
yourself.
what it is. So to him, the fact that I'm telling you to shut up, why I don't understand why you see that as a problem. And he does it. Now, why isn't he able to understand that's a problem? That skill, that wiring in his brain, this thing isn't serving him well.
Yeah.
That's what it turns out the problem is.
See, like, when you were telling me about the story about the Iceman, like, I was gonna say, my mom, she was an alcoholic. I don't know about my dad, because I don't know my dad, so I don't know what he was. But my mom, she was an alcoholic, and I always lived with her until I was 15. I finally moved with one of her friends, and that's when I met my ex. But I knew what type of person she was when she became an alcoholic and what it does to people. I've always seen it. See, I drink once a while. I mainly try to drink once a year on my birthday, and or maybe like sometimes occasionally when I'm feeling down.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't drink as much because when I drink, I get drunk. Like the Singham gins, the wine coolers.
Mm-hmm.
I could drink one bottle and I'm buzzed. I drink another one, I'm tipsy. Drink another one, I'm kind of drunk. And they're just like Kool Aid. But I get drunk faster from it because I'm not a drinker.
Right.
So I
You
don't
have
drink.
a low tolerance for it.
Yeah, I don't like drinking. I drink occasionally, but that's it. Like I know if I drink gin and juice or Coke and rum, I'll get plaster off of that. So I don't drink it as much. I stick more with wine or wine coolers, and I know when to stop. But see, my mom, she's the opposite. See, that's why I don't like to drink as much because I know what drinking can cause people to do and how they react and all the other stuff.
Well, that's the other thing about alcohol.
Yes.
It doesn't affect everybody the same way.
See, now when I was with my ex, he's an alcoholic. He would always get very aggressive. He would visibly, verbally, emotionally, and like physically, mentally, verbally, and emotionally abuse me all the time when he drinks.
Hmm.
That's why he's toxic. He's toxic. That's all I'm gonna put it. He's just toxic. My ex is toxic.
Yeah, it turns out alcohol.
I don't think it's. See, people say they want to say it's the alcohol, but it's your choice to drink that. You choose to throw that shit down your throat
Right.
and buy that.
There's two things. Number one, you're right. Drinking, not drinking, it's a choice. But the other thing is, alcohol doesn't affect everybody the same way.
No.
See, me, when you say, well, if I drink one, I feel a little buzzed. If I drink two, I'm feeling more. If I drink three, that I'm drunk. See, I don't drink alcohol because, well, not that I never drink, but when I do, like it's Thanksgiving or something.
Yeah, like the holidays or
Yeah.
something.
But the way alcohol affects me is I'll drink like a glass of wine, and then once I start drinking a second glass of wine, I just start feeling tired, like I want to get to
Yeah,
sleep.
that's what it does to me.
I don't feel drunk, I don't feel buzzed, I don't feel like it's altering my mood, other than I'm in the mood to go to bed now.
Now, if I get drunk, I get sleepy and I go to sleep.
Right.
But well, see, when I get drunk, I'm like happy. I ain't angry. I'm happy. I laugh at things you can say something to me and I'll sit there and laugh at it. And it's not even
Yeah,
funny because I'm drunk.
you're the happy drunk.
Yeah, I'm a happy drunk.
Okay. So there's something else there's another thing that happens, and that is the person who becomes the mean drunk.
That's my ex.
Right. Who drinks and then they want to fight,
Yes.
and they do fight, and then bad things happen from there on out.
Yes.
Those are your mean drunks, to the point where that's actually um, there's actually, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a syndrome.
Mhm.
Because if you're a mean drunk, that's a problem. So these are people. The way they would the way they would explain that progression is, I drink, I don't feel anything. I drink, I don't feel anything. I drink, I don't feel anything. I drink more, and boom, all of a sudden the light switch goes on.
Yeah.
It just goes like that. You know, oh, I drink a couple beers, I don't feel anything. I drink a couple more, I don't feel anything. Drink, now I'm up to six, don't feel anything. Then I drink a couple more, boom, light switch goes on. All I want to do is fight.
Yep.
They're that mean drunk, and again, it turns out that's an actual syndrome. Because why is it a syndrome? Well, not everybody's like that. In fact, the majority of people aren't like that. And it's called a syndrome because if you're like that, it's a problem.
Yes. You need help.
And the help is you just better not drink because
Yep.
there's no fixing that.
Because I try to get him to stop. He would never stop.
Right. Because
And when I take it from him, I used to take it from him. Because I know when he gets drunk, he's going to hurt me. So I took his stuff from him. The one time I took his whole six pack, and he went to sleep. I threw it all down the sink, and he got mad, and so he woke up. He's like, "Where's my beer?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe you drunk it. I don't know."
hmm
And then he just started coming after me. I didn't tell him what I did with it because if I did, he's gonna whoop my ass. But yeah, and then when he turned his back around, like when he would go to the bathroom or something, he'll sit his like he drinks 40s. So when he was drinking a 40, what I do is I dump some of the beer out real quick and hurry up and put a little bit of water up in there, like to try to water it down some where he won't hurt me as much, you know, because he won't get drunk as fast.
Right. But
He used to get mad
but
because
all
he
you're
caught
doing
on.
is slowing it down, not stopping it.
Yeah, I mean, I try to flush it down, like dump it all in the sink or throw it outside. And then he caught on.
Yeah, but I think the problem was at that point he's already an alcoholic.
Yeah, he is alcoholic,
He's not
and
going
he
to
still
stop.
does it.
Right,
And we're not even together. I bet you he still does it.
right. And but that's what I'm saying. You know, someone like that, there's no fixing it. You know, other than you cannot drink. And now some people, you know, when they realize the consequences, you know, they call, you know, I beat my wife, I beat my kids, I beat people up everywhere I go, and then I get in trouble as a result. My wife leaves me, my kids won't talk to me, I have no more friends, I lose all my jobs. You know what? I got to do something about this. I'm going to go see the doctor. And look, there's only one solution:
Hey, hey,
quit
hey.
drinking.
And
No
quit
more
drinking.
alcohol. That's your solution. Nothing short of that. Bingo.
Yep.
Period. That's it.
See, I know. See, look. I'm gonna say something, but don't tell nobody or don't put it in your computer about it. But I did this in the past, and I didn't know I was pregnant at the time, so
Okay.
I had to come clean, to the hospital about it because I didn't know because I was concerned for the baby when I did it. I In the past I did smoke weed. Okay, this is like a while back.
Okay.
Okay, I smoked weed. All right, and I didn't know that I was pregnant because I mean I didn't plan on being pregnant. So I was smoking weed, and the only reason I smoked weed because it made me happy. It made me forget about what my ex did and all this other stuff. So I was trying to find things like coping skills to make me feel better. And weed made me feel better. Drinking made me feel better. But I don't drink all the time. And I mean, I used to do weed a lot. I'm not going to lie. Yes, I did. But I knew how to stop. You know, and so I was using that as a coping skill to make me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, when I was high, it motivated me more to create characters on wrestling. It was like helping me make wrestling characters. Like I would make some of them better because some of my characters I make it's crappy, but I still play with them because they're mine. I made them, but it's just like it would motivate me to be happy, not feeling down, and forget all my problems. But I had to be upfront with the hospital because I did smoke weed, and I didn't want it to affect the baby. I didn't know I was pregnant. I found out, and they're like, "No, if you just stop now, you'll be fine." So I stopped smoking weed because I was pregnant. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to jeopardize the baby because the baby's my priority, not me. So my happiness wasn't the priority right there. Because I was being happy smoking weed. So I had to stop doing what I was doing just to take care of my baby. See, I know when to stop. Like if I wanted to, I know drinking it makes me happy. Smoking weed makes me happy. I could forget all my problems, and if I want to, I could do it, but I don't. You know?
So, can I tell you something?
Yes, you can be honest. Yes.
Well, I'm not. I'm always going to be honest with you.
No, I mean like up front, because I know Emily always says, "Can I tell you something?" And she's like, "You want me to be real?" I'm like, "Yes, you be up front."
And again, I'm not going to tell you what to do,
Yeah,
but I'm going to give you some information. Again, help you think smart.
yeah,
Okay. Here's the thing. You know what you just said about, well, I started smoking pot because I found out it makes me feel better. I started drinking because I found out it makes me feel better. So here's the thing. Just make sure I don't mess this up.
all right. You won't put that in the system that I smoke weed, okay?
Here's the thing.
I don't want
No,
to
no,
get caught. I don't want to get caught doing it.
no. That's not a critical piece of information to me. But here's the thing that you might find interesting. So, this one book I use, the author, um, you know, and I've told you this. Remember, I was telling you about the importance. What's most associated with happiness is to what extent people feel socially
Yes.
connected. Okay. So this author who wrote this book, Social Intelligence, where he's laying out in an entire book this argument, or the not his argument as much as the data,
Yes.
that helps create this truth that yeah, I mean social connections are really what makes the difference between someone who's happy and someone who isn't. So he points out that this big study that was done.
Mhm.
Okay, so they surveyed kids. Okay, high school graduates.
Yeah.
How many of you, drank alcohol to the point of blacking out? How many of you tried cocaine?
Okay.
How many kids admitted to drinking alcohol? 94%. How many admitted to using cocaine? Like 60 some percent.
Mhm.
Okay. Is that a surprise?
No.
No. Now, why do most kids use those kind of, why would a kid, a high school kid drink? Why would a high school kid, try cocaine? Well, peer pressure. All my friends are doing it.
I want to do it. Yep.
Okay. So the question isn't why did they use it? Everybody does. The question was, what's the difference? But when you're 18, let's look these kids up 4 years later.
Okay.
Okay, and of all those 94% that admitted to drinking alcohol to the point where they blacked out, how many of these kids are still drinking? How many of these kids are still using cocaine?
Not many.
Right. That 94% goes way down.
Yes.
That 60 some percent goes way down. Okay, here's the research question. What's the difference between the kids who tried it, because everybody was doing it and quit, versus the kids who tried it when everybody was doing it but didn't quit?
Because they chose to.
Why did they choose? Why did they choose?
Because it makes them feel good.
Exactly. What all these kids say is, well, when I started drinking, see the kids who quit. Here's how they answered. What? So you were drinking. Why didn't you keep drinking? Well, I did it because my friends were doing it. I tried cocaine because I would go to these parties. People would start doing cocaine. They say, hey, you want to try it? Sure, I'll use it. Sure, I'll do it. But I quit going. But I grew up, and I don't go to these kind of parties anymore.
Yes.
And I drank for a while because all my buddies were, but I can take it or leave it, and I'm just not interested. I don't go to those
Wouldn't care.
I don't go to beer parties anymore. In the middle of the woods like I used to
Yeah.
in my old house. Okay, but when you talk to the people that didn't quit,
You don't mind.
no, okay. They answered just like you did. Well, when I started drinking, I learned it made me feel better.
Yeah.
When I used cocaine, I learned it made me feel better. When I was smoking pot, I learned it made me feel better.
Yeah.
Okay, it made you feel better, huh? So there was another theme that emerged from these kids. The other theme was, well, when I started, I was doing it with other people.
Mhm.
Now, I don't need other people to do it.
You can do it yourself.
I do it by myself.
Yeah.
Oh, so the social component was gone. Yeah. I mean, I don't need to go to a party to drink. I'll just sit at home and drink.
Yep.
I don't need to go to a party to smoke pot. I just sit in my house and smoke pot.
Yep. Or
I mean,
outside.
yeah,
Anywhere.
but the point was, it made me feel better, not just when I'm with other people. The person who gets nervous and needs a drink to loosen up.
Yeah.
They drink at home.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, so it made you feel better. Is that the only difference? No, it wasn't the only difference. So when they kept looking at the kids that kept using, so what was your social circle like in school?
Mine?
No.
Oh, theirs.
They would ask these
Oh,
kids,
oh, okay.
the ones who kept. What was your social circle like? And generally speaking, what you found that these kids had fewer friends
Okay.
than the kids who stopped drinking and using. Um, and why did they have fewer friends?
They were more like outcasts.
Yeah. And what accounted for that? Well, their social skills weren't as good as the other kids.
Yeah.
That's why you're an outcast, because you don't know how to fit in. The opposite of an outcast is someone who fits in.
Yes.
The opposite of someone who knows how to fit in is an outcast. So it turns out these kids just weren't really good in fitting in with other kids.
Yes.
And what does that create? Loneliness.
Yep. Unhappiness.
Isolation. not feeling, like you have supports when you're upset about something
Yeah.
or struggling with something. Um, Feeling like something's bad happening with me, but I got to keep it secret because I'm embarrassed to let people know.
Mhm.
And you learn how to keep secrets from people. And you value people not getting to know me, which is the exact opposite of people that are social.
Yeah.
You know, they share everything, the good, the bad, and even the ugly.
Yes.
So, you know, so these folks that get on these sites where they're hostile,
Yeah.
and being hostile was actually a good thing.
To them, yeah. Make them happy.
It made them happy. Why? Because finally, my lack of social skills, my hostility towards people, I'm getting a reward for it.
They're getting the reaction they want.
Yes, it makes me feel competent. It makes me feel like I'm good at something. It makes me feel successful.
Imperial, or whatever you call it.
Successful.
Yeah, that's full. Okay.
Successful at what? Screwing other people, but at least I'm good at
Yep.
it. It allows them to feel competent.
Yes.
It's something.
Yes.
Which is better than I can't do anything right. I'm not good at anything. All right. That's what they get out of it. So, are these people going to change?
No.
No. Why? Well, for one thing, they're not sitting in this room listening to this conversation. They're not trying to change. They don't maybe understand and need to change. Because these people that keep drinking and keep using drugs, I mean, they don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah.
They don't say, "Oh, I know what the problem is. I started using these drugs and alcohol because I felt better when I did." But the reason why I felt better wasn't because I was an addict. It was because I had no social supports.
Yes.
And this allowed me to feel better when nothing else was doing the job.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're upset, you drink and you feel better. Someone with good social skills, on the other hand, when they're upset, they reach out to a friend because they have good social skills. They know how to give a good motivational account to explain what happened, explain why they feel bad. Other people are very good at understanding them because they're very good at explaining things. And they say and do the right things that makes me feel better because you understand exactly what the problem is and exactly how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
See how that all goes hand in hand?
Yes.
You know, if you told Emily, I changed it because I didn't like the way you did it. Oh, okay, well, fine, I won't help you again. Well, I don't want your feelings to be hurt. No, it's okay. You didn't explain it very well.
Yeah.
She took it the wrong way. Now you feel guilty about telling her, and now that turns into a very negative interaction. Next time I do something nice for her, see how that all snowballs into a bad result.
Yes.
That's why I really get into teaching people this kind of stuff because, again, can you see why people that are socially connected who are happier?
Yes.
But to be socially connected, you have to have skills.
Yes.
You can't be like these people.
See, I think that's what kind of did with me when I was trying to tell Al how I thought about him. I didn't think he was going to take it the wrong way or make him feel uncomfortable. Because, see, me, I can't lie to people. I can't lie because they could tell that I'm lying. There's ways that people could tell.
Absolutely.
And then when I'm holding something back, like Emily and Aubrey, they're noticing it. Aubrey, not much because she doesn't know me like that yet. But Emily, she's noticing when I hold things back.
Mm-hmm.
She could tell there's something wrong with me and I won't do it. She knows how I react. Like, she's like, I know you're holding something back, just tell me. And I'm like, no, I'm good with it. Like, so I try to be honest, but to a certain point. But there's some things I'm honest with people because I want to be. I don't feel it's right to lie to people. It's not everybody's business to know about everything. I get that. You got to keep some things to yourself. And that's where I messed up with me and my friend. I broke the promise because I let my hate and anger take over my reaction. You know, I wasn't thinking in the right moment when I told Beast Pro the secret. So, I know I made a mistake and I'm trying to make that up. And I don't expect my best friend to forgive me. I get that. And I told him that. I said, I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm just asking to trust me all over again, and let's start building the friendship up. I got to get him to trust me again. I got to get him to, understand I could be loyal to him. And this is what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to come up with ways I can try to make it up to him so he knows I'm trying and that I'm not playing mind games because I don't play mind games. I don't lie to people, and I suck at it. So I just rather be honest with people. But there's some things I won't tell, but people could know that I'm holding something back.
Mm-hmm.
Just by the way I react or how I talk, they know there's something there, and I won't say it. Like Beat Pro, he knew there was something wrong with me, but he didn't know. He knew I was holding something back, but he didn't know what it was. So he started guessing things. And I kept saying no to everything that he said. And then he's like, Glizzy, I want to help you, but I can't help you if you're not honest with me. I said, well, I made a promise to Al and I can't. But he's like, I said, what you said is right. I didn't say what he was right about. I just said, you said it already. So, yes, that's right. That's what you said. Yes, that's what happened. And he's like, I guess he put two to two together after I said he was right about what he said. And he came up with it, and that's when he went back to Al, and then Al said he hates me. And that's what made me hurt. He hurt me because I felt hurt myself for portraying Al. But at that moment, I just wanted him to feel the pain that he made me feel when he blocked me.
Okay, here's the calculation that you're making that you may have made a mistake on.
Yeah.
When you say, I want him to feel my pain, that's what empathy is. Remember, you're not that old. Remember Bill Clinton when he was president?
Yeah.
Bill Clinton, when he was running for president, he kind of got made fun of a little bit, but in a nice way, because he used to say a lot, man, I feel your pain.
Yeah.
And he was out on the campaign trail, and somebody was saying, oh, I'm unemployed, and I got a wife, and I got two little kids, and it's such a struggle, and I just want to be a good dad and a good provider, and I feel like I'm letting everybody down. He would say, buddy, I feel your pain. And people believed him. That's empathy.
Okay.
Okay? Um, so when you say, well, I wanted him to feel my pain, the calculation that you're making, the bet that you're making is he has empathy enough to be able to do just that.
Okay.
So, um, what's the difference between sympathy and empathy? Remember what I told you. When you're working with me, I don't know. It's a good answer.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. A lot of people don't.
I didn't want to say the wrong answer.
That's why you're always safe with I don't know.
Sorry, I don't know.
Because that's always the right answer.
All
I
right.
don't know. Okay, I can't argue with that. Here's the difference. Sympathy. Here's the difference between the two. Here's
Okay.
what's similar between. Here's why they're similar. Sympathy and empathy both start the same way in your brain. They both start with feeling compassionate towards another person.
Yes.
Okay? That's how they're similar, and that's why people get them confused because, well, aren't they similar? Yes, they are. Aren't
Yeah.
they the same thing? No, they're not. Okay, how are they similar? They both start with compassion. Got it. Now, how are they different, though? Sympathy combines compassion with fear.
Okay.
Fear? What does that mean? Wow, I feel bad for that person whose house burned down. Man, if that was me, I would be devastated.
Yeah.
So the fear means you feel the compassion toward the person, but you think about what if that was me?
Yeah.
Okay? Compassion is or empathy is compassion combined with understanding.
Okay.
Not how I would feel in that situation, but how you must be feeling in that situation.
Okay.
So it's what allows us to understand, people may go through the same situation yet feel very differently about
No.
it. Okay? So, sympathy is when you feel sorry for somebody.
Yes.
Empathy is when you understand how they feel.
Yes.
But the sympathy means I feel bad for you because, boy, if that was me, I know I would feel in a very bad way.
Yes.
But so sympathy is, well, hey, won't you walk in my shoes and then you'd know how I feel. See, that's not accurate. Because if I walked in your shoes, all that tells me is how I would feel if I was in your situation.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily tell me how you would feel. It just tells me how I would feel
Exactly.
when I picture that in my head. So when you say, well, I wanted him to feel bad for me, does he have that ability to do that?
I don't know.
Exactly. But you're gambling he does. And when he doesn't feel bad for you, what might that suggest to you then?
I don't know.
Well, you make a good answer. What that would suggest to me, being a psychologist like I am, this guy might not be able to empathize very well with others. This person may not be able to understand other people's feelings. Very good at understanding what his feelings are, not so good at understanding the other person's feelings. You made me mad, so I'm going to punish you. Well, how do you think that's going to make me feel? I don't know, but I'm going to punish you. That's how people like that tend to talk.
Okay.
Because they don't know. But they don't know what they don't know. People who lack empathy don't understand the importance of empathy because they've never had it. They don't understand the importance because they don't understand the value.
No.
Okay?
Because see,
It's like poor people, they may not understand, how great it is to go on a luxury vacation because they've never done it.
Yeah.
You know?
Because after I agreed, well, I never exactly told him what it was, but but after I did it, I felt bad, and then he said that he hated me, and I will never get to know him ever again, and he didn't want nothing to do with me. See, I felt bad. I felt how he felt. I know he was in pain. I know he was very, very angry and pissed off at me. And he hates me. And that's what I was trying to keep on telling Emily. And I know he does. And he probably still does. And I don't expect him to change how he feels. Because I can't change a person how they feel. I just want somewhat of our relationship to go back as friends. And understanding a little bit of both ends. And when I mean ends, like, I understand how he's feeling, and I want him to understand how I'm feeling. Like, I explained to him that I asked him, instead of blocking me and stuff, I said, because I don't want to feel in that pain. I said, the friendship that we had for 5 years, if you ever cared about me as a friend, like, don't put me through that pain again. And that's what I asked, because I did tell him. I said, I do suffer. I cried every single day. I'm the type of person, I don't like to admit that. I will never admit to that to no one. But I did it with Al, and I don't know why, but I did. Okay? And I told him, I was in pain. I was angry. I was upset. I cried every day until you asked me back. And I still cry even when he asked me back. Because our friendship ain't back how it was. He doesn't send me anything. Like, no, he doesn't send me no music videos. He doesn't send me anything on wrestling or any other videos that he used to send me. We don't play as much anymore. We don't really text anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I miss all that. And I told him, I enjoyed everything that we did. And I explained to him that I enjoyed all that stuff. It made me happy. I like it. I was learning new things that I never knew because I never did it on my own. And he was teaching me new things. And it was making me happy. I enjoyed it. Like, then, even with Duolingo, I'm getting really good at it. Almost. Somewhat. Not good, but I'm getting there. But I enjoy doing it. Even I told him in the beginning, yes, I wanted to learn Spanish because of him. And it was because of him. Not because I had other Spanish friends, other friends that speak. Because I have friends from Mexico, I got friends from Puerto Rico. I didn't care to learn Spanish or speak it because of them. I was doing it because of Al. You know, that was the whole focus of me learning Spanish because of him.
And see, that's that's the big what I want to be the big takeaway for today.
Okay.
Okay? In other words, you're doing really well with explaining to me why you did what you did.
Yeah.
What your thinking was, what your feelings behind it were, and what your goals were in acting like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so your thinking that led to your feelings, that led to your behaviors, that led to your expected outcomes.
Yes.
Okay, the thing is, what you gotta start paying attention to is, it makes perfect sense to me, then is it gonna make the same kind of sense to him? It makes perfect sense to me because why am I in this field?
To
Well,
help people
to help people, but
and learn more.
here's the thing, Dad. I've
Okay.
been in this field for a long time.
Okay.
Why does a person do anything for a long time? Well, because they're at least reasonably good at it. Well, what makes a good therapist? If you don't have empathy, you're not going to be a good therapist. If
Yeah.
you can't understand other people's feelings, how could you possibly be a good therapist? So when you explain all this to me, as a person with, I think it's fair to say, an above average level of empathy, it makes perfect sense to me.
Okay.
That's the good news. If you're talking to someone or behaving towards someone like this who has a good, solid sense of empathy, good in those abilities, I see exactly what you're doing. I understand and appreciate why. It's all good. But if the person that you're directing all this towards does not have a good sense of empathy, does not have good skills in that area, their interpretation of what you're doing and why you're doing it isn't going to match yours.
Yes.
And therefore, the results you're calculating are not likely to happen.
Exactly.
And what you're not so clear on is, well, okay, if he didn't understand it the way I hoped he would, well, what does he think all this means?
That I don't know because he doesn't talk to me.
Exactly. That's what you don't know. What you do know is this didn't this didn't work the way I wanted it to, which means he didn't understand it the way I wanted him to, and the way you needed him to.
And that's why I try to explain to him.
It's kind of like that translator that doesn't quite get it right.
Yeah, my translator doesn't work all the time. And I do say some things, but it turns out a different way. And some of my words do come out wrong. And I tell him, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry if it didn't come out right. That's not how I meant
Right,
it.
but the reason why I bring that up is just like the way the translator doesn't always work right. Well, when you convey all this stuff to him in terms of your behaviors, that gets lost in translation too.
Yes.
He is not a person who has a high level of empathy, so he's just not going to get it. And that's why you don't get the outcomes that you would expect to get and would have gotten if a person that you're dealing with was higher on the level of empathy scale.
Yeah. Because, like, I told him, because I do feel bad for what I did. And it's not just because for myself. I feel bad that I hurt my friend. I do. I feel bad that he hates me. I feel bad all of that. I made him angry. I felt him I made him uncomfortable. You know, it is just not. I'm trying to feel bad to make myself feel better, but I want to make my friend feel better. And it's just not all for me. You know, some people will just try to make themselves feel better, but I'm trying to sit here to make both of us feel better. Because I know what I did and what he did. We both hurt each other, and I'm trying to fix it for both of us to get back where we were. And Emily said, that may never happen. That's never going to go back to normal. But I'm not acting to make it go back to totally normal. I'm just trying to get it back where I'm making myself feel okay about it, and I'm trying to make it up to him to show to him I feel bad because I did hurt him, and I do understand that he's in pain. He's mad. He's angry. He hates me, and I get that. But I'm not asking him to forgive me, and that's why I said that. I told him I never asked him. I will never ask him to forgive me because that's not my job to do. You know, like I bring up in God on some of the stuff when I talk to him because I believe in God. I don't go to church. That's why I got crosses and all this Jesus stuff. And then Ethel, she's gonna bring me some more stuff. She got me a book. It's I forget what she said it's called, but it's a book about Jesus. It's about God. It has every month in it and every day. There's a little prayer you read, and I really want that. And so I want to read it and do that stuff because I like things like that. I try to read the stuff in Spanish, you know, for like because he sent me a video. It was like but it was all in Spanish. But it's like a guy. He goes on Facebook and he talks about God and stuff. But there's some things I don't. Well, okay, okay, wait. There's probably like maybe 85, 90% that I don't understand it. But when people are commenting in Spanish, it will translate English for me where I can understand it a little bit. But when the guy talks, I really don't understand. But like when he's crying, I could tell he's like sad, like the pastor or the priest, like he's sad or he's like something bad happened and he's trying to pray to God to make sure everybody's fine. See, I can acknowledge that. But with the talking part, I can't. But with my friend, I have voice recordings of him. When he first sent me the voice clips, I don't understand it. But I'm starting to understand some of his words. I can't understand the full sentence that he sent me, but I'm starting to acknowledge some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like before, I was never able to understand it. Because the reason why, because I'm learning Spanish, I'm starting to learn more. When I fully start to understand it more, then I can understand what he's really actually saying to me. You know? But like I just wanted him to know, like I did focus all on learning Spanish because of him. But now I told him in the beginning I was doing it for him, but now I'm doing it for myself because I enjoy it. And I told Emily, you know, even knowing that our friendship is kind of downhill, and he doesn't want to meet me in real life, and I get that right now. But I still one day I still want to go to Puerto Rico. You know, I'm making that a goal for myself. I got to start saving up, you know, here and there, because I want to make a goal, go down to visit Puerto Rico by myself or whatever. Maybe have a female friend come with me or something. But I just don't want to do it because of him. I want to do it for myself. And
See,
not to meet him. I'm just doing it for myself.
right, and it better be that way because here's the thing.
In the beginning, I did want to go down there because of him, but I'm doing it for myself.
See again, the takeaway point from today. See, here's what I wrote. I'm saying I'm hoping that you're learning a lot about how to better read people and to also better understand how and why your feelings get hurt. Okay? It's important to learn to expect that you may be expecting people to understand you in ways that they just may not be able to.
Okay.
And that might be why you're getting frustrated with people. And then you get angry at them, which only hurts your relationships rather than to make them better.
Yes.
Okay? And, this thing about empathy and sympathy is, those are feelings getting hurt means you were hurt emotionally.
Yes.
Obviously. People are hurting my feelings. What creates hurt feelings? When people act in a way that, well, hurts your feelings. Do people know when they're hurting your feelings, you may be miscalculating to what extent he understands what he's doing to hurt your feelings.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of like this. Do people who lack empathy always bad people?
No.
No. So an example that I like to use, girls particularly tend to like this one.
Sorry.
So the guy, but you can picture this. Some guy, it's his fifth wedding anniversary.
Okay.
He's going to bring home a present for his wife.
Yes.
He brings her home a spiffy, shiny, new vacuum cleaner
Okay.
for their fifth wedding anniversary. And the wife opens the package, sees the vacuum cleaner, and leaves the room crying.
Because that's not what she wanted.
Right.
She was expecting jewelry or something.
Something romantic.
Yes, something romantic.
No, the husband, he's totally cool. What's wrong with her? Why'd you buy him a vacuum? Why'd you buy her a vacuum cleaner? You know, just last weekend when she was vacuuming around the house, she said, you know, Joey, what I really need around here is a new vacuum cleaner. I bought her the new vacuum cleaner. Best one they had. I can't understand why she's upset.
See, me, if that happened to me, I'd have been happy about it.
Well, maybe not.
Because I don't expect people to buy me fancy stuff. I don't expect that stuff in a relationship.
Well, but if you did.
I mean, I'd appreciate it if they did, but I wouldn't expect it. I'd take whatever I get.
All right, well, why don't you go ahead and
Sound, you ready?
go.
Okay.
Well, but if this girl cried, then she is the type who expects that.
Yeah.
So, but the point is that he didn't mean to hurt her feelings,
He thought he was doing something good.
and he wanted to do something good. But he just didn't have that level of skill. The doctor who has the bad bedside manner
Yeah.
wants to do the right thing. That's why you get into medicine, to help people who are sick feel better. But good bedside manner means he doesn't have a whole lot of empathy for people. He doesn't understand that if this lady's crying because you just told her she has cancer and she's going to need like major surgery, well, you better stop crying, otherwise, how can I explain to you what you need to do next? Well, that's a person who doesn't have any empathy.
Yes.
So, that's the whole point of, someone who lacks empathy doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad person, but you have to be careful in terms of doing what I do to demonstrate my feelings towards them. Are they going to interpret this accurately?
Yes.
And it sounds like what's kind of happening between you and Al is a guessing game.
Yeah.
He's turned it into a guessing game. And what you're trying to do is to define, what do you want from me as a friend, because I can't figure it out.
I tried, but I can't.
Because, and when you're in a situation like that, as I would tell you and anybody else, check this person's level of empathy. It probably isn't very high.
Okay.
If he can't understand your feelings and you keep finding yourself frustrated. Remember I told you childhood relationships, adult relationships?
Yeah.
Some people never grow out of childhood relationships. You know what kids aren't really good at?
Understanding?
Empathy.
Empathy. Okay.
You know why?
No.
Good answer. You catch it on. Because remember I said there's specific parts of the brain that work to help us understand other people. Well, that doesn't form until people are much older.
Okay.
Now they say your brain isn't fully wired until you're about 25.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that higher social skills of empathy, that's included in that skill set that tends to activate later rather than sooner.
Okay.
But that's why childhood, you see, kids not being sensitive to others.
Yes.
Oh, quit crying, you're being a big baby. Okay? You wouldn't see that between a couple. Or if you did, it's like, wow, that guy or girl is very insensitive. And you would be right. They lack empathy.
Yes.
But That may be what you're seeing, and likely is what you're seeing with Al. Just doesn't have that higher level skill, that higher level social skill of being able to understand my feelings and how to appropriately respond to them.
Okay. But see, when he does like hurt me, I don't think he intentionally does it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I used the example about the husband who bought the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Did he want for his to upset his wife?
No.
No. That was the last thing he wanted to do. So that's what I'm saying. Criminals, yeah, they lack empathy. So all criminals lack empathy. But does that mean all people who lack empathy are criminals?
No.
No. There's a lot of people that are very nice people, mean well, want to do the right thing, are upset when they don't do the right thing. But the reason why they don't do the right thing is because they lack empathy. So all bad guys, yeah, guaranteed lack empathy. But not all people that lack empathy are bad guys. There's plenty of people that are nice people, want to be nice, have good intentions, but they lack that fundamental brain wiring that allows your brain to calculate empathy.
Yes. See, because I want to say this real quick before you leave, but like when Al told me he hates me, I don't think he really meant it. I think he was just more angry and pissed off at me at that moment, and where he said I will never know him, but he did. He probably did calm down a little bit. He had his time, and he did add me back, so he does still want to be my friend somewhat. But it's just like I don't fully blame him. I don't think he intentionally tries to hurt me, and I don't think he's a heartless bitch. You know,
Here's the thing.
it's just that he doesn't know how, or he just don't want me to know how he feels. Because he might feel bad for what he does to me. He might understand how I feel, and he just doesn't want me to know about it.
Well, does he understand how you feel? Again,
That we will never know
I,
until he says it.
I'm afraid you may very well be giving him too much credit.
Too much?
Too much that he understands how you feel. Maybe on some real basic level, but on a more like sophisticated level, a more nuanced level, I would not count on that.
Okay.
But I will say this about what you said. That when you said, well, when he says he hates me, I think he's just mad at me. That part is exactly correct.
Okay.
Remember what I told you. What's the opposite of love?
Hate.
Okay, you didn't remember. The opposite of love is not hate, because with
Oh,
hate,
oh yeah, that's right.
there's still feelings.
Yeah.
The opposite of love is indifference, which means I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. That's right. Okay.
But you're right. Anger, I mean hate. When someone says I hate you, that means what you should really be hearing is I'm mad at you.
Yes.
That's the message behind I hate you. I hate you means I'm mad at you.
Yes. And he has all right to be mad at me. It weren't.
That's different. And so if he's mad at me, but regardless of now, is that right?
But
or
hate's
wrong,
like really a harsh word.
it's a word.
And it made me feel bad.
Well, that's why. Look, when you're angry at someone, people are inclined to want to punish.
Yes.
So that's why they use hate, because how did it make you feel?
Bad.
How did he want you to feel?
Bad.
Okay, mission accomplished. He got that much right.
He got his accomplished out of me.
He got that much right. Although, is that a wise way to manage a relationship?
No.
Because, okay,
He could
good
say
job,
I was
Al.
angry or I was mad
you
at
hurt,
you.
you made her upset, but does she understand any better why you're angry?
No.
Then it was a poor communication.
Yes.
But again, that's why empathy is such, social psychologists will tell you, if there was only one, if somehow you were only allowed to have one social skill, what's the best social skill?
Empathy.
Yes. If you could only have, because social skills is just that, it's a collection of skills.
Yes.
Empathy is one of them. Reading people's expressions are another one. I mean, so on and so forth. But empathy, if you don't have empathy, you're always going to struggle.
Yes.
Even if you're that good person who means well each and every time, each and everything you do, you're still going to struggle because you're going to let too much get lost in translation. You're just going to be, you're not going to be able to communicate effectively because you're not going to understand people effectively.
Yes. Hey, I wanted to ask you a question before you leave. Now this is about me and you. Do you are you always busy all week?
It depends.
I wanted to see.
Not every week is the same. My schedule can change.
Okay. I wanted to see if it was possible, because I know you come once a week for 2 hours, but I wanted to see, because I wanted to start working on this more, get to know more stuff about relationships and friendships.
Okay.
I wanted to see if you were able to come out twice a week. If it was possible on some weeks. Not every week, but on some weeks.
My short answer to that is
If you're able. Okay.
That some weeks it will be possible. Now the problem is I may not always know which weeks they are. So
yeah, just you would call me and just let me know, because I mean it doesn't matter. You could just contact me.
Now I was gonna say, now if it's the same, if we can do it the same way, like for instance, like this past Monday.
Okay.
I mean, I had something canceled, and I could have come out on Monday.
Okay.
If I So when that continues to happen, and you're saying, yeah, if it's not Wednesday, and if it's, because you see Emily Tuesday and Thursday, yeah, if it's Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, and if you're saying, hey man, if you're free on a Monday, Wednesday, or well, I'm here on Wednesday.
Yeah, Monday
or
Friday. So
if you say, hey, Monday or Friday, if you have some opening, hey, give me a call. If at all possible, you can come out. I'll do that.
Or even Tuesdays or Thursdays, because I don't see Emily until 2:00.
Okay.
Because I know you like to come in the morning when you see me on Wednesdays.
Yeah, because I'm seeing somebody. And in fact, I really hate to do you mind if I use your bathroom real fast?
Yeah, you can use it.
You're okay with that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. But yeah, where's it at?
Oh, you gotta go through the kitchen and make a lap. Alright. If you need to wash your hands, there's some dish soap by the sink.
I'm good. I got like hand sanitizer I can use.
Oh, okay, alright.
But I really appreciate that.
Oh no, Emily uses my bathroom sometimes too. I love that.
You don't
I mean,
mind?
you guys be here forever. I mean,
Well, yeah.
you gotta eventually use the bathroom.
Yeah, because I gotta go see. I'm not heading.
And it's kind of hard to find places to use the restroom with the COVID now.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't mind you guys using it.
Okay.
I mean, Emily uses it all the time too.
All right, but listen, to finish up, here's the thing. I'll definitely call you when I have, some time available.
Alright.
Because if what you're saying is, hey man, I'm getting something out of this.
I'm enjoying it actually.
Well then.
You're teaching me something I don't know about.
I'm happy to help then.
But I mean, mean, if you don't always call me, you can just show up because that's what Emily does too. I'm always home, so I never go anywhere anyway.
All right, well, yeah, because
So if you ever have free time, just knock on the door.
all right, I'll do that.
You don't always have to call if you don't want to.
Okay.
I tell Emily the same thing. She always just shows up.
Well, I mean, because maybe someone else is here, or you have an appointment. And of course, I got your number, so that's no problem.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, because you're really teaching me some stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd like to do some of the videos too. That's why I was asking if we could do more time too. Because I like to talk with you and stuff. And then also I wanted to watch some of the videos too. That's why I wanted to see if you could come more often.
Okay, it's a deal.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank
I'll
you.
talk to you soon.
All right, you too. Bye, George.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.